got to kick it off with a killer to grab attention. Then you got to take it up a notch.
The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us.
Who are you?
I'm Shiva, the god of death.
Cells. Interlinked.
It's like people only do things because they get paid. And that's just really sad.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about M3gan?
We need to talk about Meegan.
M3gan?
Meegan.
I don't even want to be a droid. It's my best.
I'm glad you knew what I was doing.
I know
Okay.
exactly what you're doing because
God,
I love Meegan. Meegan's
Yeah.
my favorite. I wish that movie had fucking Jordan Peele in it as the fucking android. That movie would have been 1,000 times better. I'm not saying that I hated it.
Maybe M3gan will be.
Dude, if M3gan has Jordan Peele in it, I'm here. I'll go see it. So we both saw Meegan, and I saw it in a drive-in.
Yeah, how was that?
It was all right. It was fine. It was better because my son had already fallen asleep.
Okay, I was going to ask, how did that work? Yeah.
So typically he
Not
falls.
that it's a PG-13 movie, so it wouldn't have been too traumatizing.
So it was a double feature, as the drive-in is.
Yeah.
We watched The Whale first, and I wish my son had fallen asleep for that.
Insane double feature, by the way. I meant to tell you that when you told me that was your double feature.
Oh, word?
Yeah. How are those two movies related at all?
They're not.
They're just out at the same time.
Yeah, essentially.
It's insane.
It is what it is. It was the last showing of The Whale too, and Haley was like, "Let's go see it."
I can't believe they play like A24 movies at Silver Moon.
Yeah.
So you saw it at a local establishment,
Yes.
which is the Silver Moon Drive-In
in Lakeland.
A lot of our listeners either know it or didn't know drive-in still exists.
Yeah.
So
It's an experience. So the reason why we wanted to see The Whale, because Haley's a big fan of Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
I like A24 movies. I didn't realize it was Aronofsky. We'll come back to that way at the end.
Oh boy.
Way back at the end. Okay. And then she was like, "Hey, so they actually have a new projection thing." Yeah, and it's not shitty. It's a clean picture. No. I'm dead serious. It's a clean picture.
I had questions.
Even when people turn on their lights on accident, it's a clean picture. I was shocked at how much I enjoyed it.
Can I ask now too?
Yeah, what's up?
What's the audio situation?
It's still through your car. It's still
okay.
It's not. I remember it being worse prior to. I think that they updated whatever.
So they broadcast like an FM signal.
Yes.
That you tune into in your car.
Yes.
Okay, so it depends on how good your car stereo is, essentially.
No, because sometimes the audio is crackly. It wasn't this time. I don't know what they
maybe
did.
they upgraded their transmitter.
They had to have because it was awful back in the day.
It's just a bunch of cars lined up in rows, right, in front of the screen?
Yeah, and they've got humps so you can, when you park, you're pointed at the screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Are other people's cars running?
Yeah, you can't hear them.
Well, I guess because you have your
stereo on.
Well, I imagine if your car is off, though.
Have you not done the drive-in?
No.
Jared, we got to go.
The last time I did drive-in, I was an infant, and my parents saw Stephen King's Sleepwalkers.
Tight. I have never seen that movie.
Not an appropriate movie for a child
I'm sure.
be at, because I remember looking at the screen and being freaked the fuck out, because it's a movie about these people that turn into cats and kill people.
Oh,
like
tight.
Cat people, not cats. Very bizarre movie. I caught it on TV when I was a little bit older, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I am terrified of this movie," because I saw it way too young.
Right.
I was probably like 3.
Okay. So,
but they had me like in a playpen in the back of the car,
Yeah.
and I wasn't supposed to see it.
No, it makes sense. So, me and Haley do this very often because we have a kid, and it's hard for us to go to the normal movies. When we take my son to see, like, we saw Lightyear, we saw Strange World. We take him to go. Strange Planet, Strange World,
the Disney movie with
that they didn't. Jake
Jabuki
Gyllenhaal. It's got Jake Gyllenhaal. They didn't fucking advertise it. It's actually a cute movie. So we take him to go see kids movies there because partially I want to see him because I do like children's animation, and he'll fall asleep within like the first 20 minutes. Right.
Yeah.
He stayed awake through the entirety of The Whale, which really was upsetting because that was actually a good movie, and I really enjoyed what I watched. And then he fell asleep like maybe 10 minutes into M3gan. So take that as you will.
Well, maybe he was exhausted after
He was because it was like fucking 10 o'clock.
Oh, and that's
he goes to sleep at 8:30.
Child,
yeah. He should have fallen asleep like an hour into the goddamn Whale, and he was
riveted by Brendan Fraser's performance as a fat man.
He loved Brendan Fraser as a fat. When Brendan Fraser jerked himself off and had a heart attack, boom, I was sold, and so was my kid. Anyways,
listener, I've not seen this film, and I'm afraid to.
Well, we'll talk
frankly.
about it later. That's like
I'm just not a fan of that director.
when we do when we're done with the catch up. I'll go through all the stupid movies that I've seen over the fucking week. But let's talk about Meegan. Meegan.
All right, I typed up
It's amazing. No, it's fucking cool.
an entire 8.5 by 11 page of a plot synopsis. It's not worth reading.
When we have a Patreon, right, and somebody gives us like $5, send them copies of that. They'll love it.
Patreon level unlocked. Jared's plot description.
Dude, it's
of the
good.
film.
It's good.
I'm not going to read that whole thing.
No, it's okay.
So we're going to spoil Megan.
Yeah.
But
You can
before
already
we do,
already watch it on streaming. You can already pay for it right
Megan
now.
is out now on VOD and
it's like
streaming.
$25.
So before we get
Dive
into
into it,
spoiling
yeah.
just generally, how did you feel about it? Would you recommend it?
So my problem is, and you already know this about me, when it comes to horror movies, I like thought-provoking stuff, and I like, brutality and cruelty. I like really hard stuff, and I like my horror to be rated R, regardless of whether or not there's excessive gore or what have you. I like rated R horror. I like The Witch. I like Martyrs. I liked Hereditary. When it comes to like horror,
Yeah.
horror nothing scares me, and I don't think that horror is there to be scary. I think that horror is there to evoke some sort of sense of fear, is to evoke some sort of like maybe fear, unsettledness. Something is supposed to make you feel something. That's what I really like about horror, right? This movie was PG-13, and it's just a dumb slasher movie
To reach mass audiences.
to reach mass.
Yes.
And
It's a Blumhouse movie.
This is not a knock on it. On
Yeah.
it. It's just it wasn't for me. It was fun. I loved the fake commercials. The fake commercials were fucking awesome.
For the Furby.
Yes, it was
the
fun.
faux Furby. In
That
the
shit
movie.
made me laugh. Like I was like, oh man, that's when I texted you. I and was like, hey, it's starting off strong. It was right then and there. I was like, oh, I'm loving this. This is great.
Is that before or after the car accident?
Right before it.
Right before,
because
okay.
because they're sitting in there and the girl has her
That's right.
forever
She already
pet.
has the toy in
Yeah,
the car.
and it's like making shit jokes, like
Yeah.
so
It's
stupid.
like a real obnoxious, a more obnoxious version of the Furby.
Yeah. But like, would I recommend it? Yeah, I would recommend it to like a teenager, or somebody who likes dumb Blumhouse movies. Not to say that if you like Blumhouse movies, you're dumb. It's just most of them fucking suck.
I'm mixed on them. There's
There's some good ones.
some good ones, but
Yeah.
there's plenty of bad ones.
Yeah, there's a ton of bad ones. But would I recommend it to like the people that like artsy horror movies? No.
Well, and also on the surface, like this is like a new Child's Play movie, right?
Dude, go ahead.
And you're not a fan of those, I assume.
No, so that's the things like Child's Play is campy. The first one is
That's
like
where I'm getting at too. You don't like camp, and you don't like
this is
horror
a
movies
fucking
that dabble
setup.
in
This is a
comedy.
goddamn minefield. You are about to defend. You're about to defend Sam Raimi to me, aren't you?
listener.
Oh, here it
What I'm
comes.
getting at is Will doesn't like the Evil Dead movies, and I consider that a crime.
I mean, it's true. I don't. So Scott Derrickson was the director of Black Phone.
He is not Stephen King's son.
Hold on, dude.
Scott Derrickson he's a cool guy. I follow him on Twitter. He's not Stephen King's son. That's Joe Hill.
Oh, but so Joe Hill wrote it.
Oh, so he wrote the movie.
Yes,
That makes
I'm
sense.
sorry. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, Joe Hill, based on the short story The Black Phone.
You seen Joe Hill?
Joe Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's right there.
that his picture?
No. He's the writer.
Oh, okay.
That's the picture of the kid.
Look at a picture of him.
Okay, no problem.
Well, if you know what Stephen King looks like.
Yeah, I
guess.
know what Stephen King
Okay,
looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know. Isn't that
Holy
great?
shit.
It's so fun.
It's like looking into a fucking like old mirror.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Stephen King is a big part of my family. Like,
Okay.
my mom is obsessed with him. She owns...
Well, clearly she brought her infant to go see.
Yeah, right. One of his movies when I was a child. She owns like almost all of his movies and like, the old hardcovers,
Yeah.
So I grew up just like knowing all the Stephen King movies and books.
That's tight.
Like they were some of my first books even.
Yeah.
But like he has age appropriate books. Like Eyes of the Dragon.
Sure.
But I read Dreamcatcher in middle school. Have you seen the movie Dreamcatcher?
No.
If you're just bored one day, I'm
Put it
sure
on.
it's on Netflix. Just put it on.
Okay.
And you're gonna text me like, Jared, what the fuck?
Oh, tight. Good.
It is a insane movie. It's worth watching the movie for Morgan Freeman's eyebrows alone.
Oh, okay.
They're
really bushy.
They're like if Eugene Levy just stopped grooming
Oh
himself.
no shit, for real? That's tight.
It's an insane movie.
Okay. I'll check it out.
I can't even.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
So like, there's a character in the book that they change. In the book, he's autistic.
Okay.
And in the movie, actually, I shouldn't spoil it.
No. Just leave it. Just leave it. That's fine.
There's an autistic character that plays it, and Stephen King loves to do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, there's a special kid, but you know, his friends are really nice to them, and that's gonna pay off one day, kind of thing. Where it's like,
Oh, it's like being
boy.
nice to the school shooter.
No, not the school shooter, just the the mentally challenged kid.
I gotcha.
Which they do not use. They use, let's say, era appropriate terminology for the kid in the book. It's not-
okay.
it's bad.
All right. So, anyways, this is like, so you say that M3gan is like this generation's Child's Play.
Oh, 1,000%. That's absolutely what it's cribbing. It's trying to be a yassified Chucky, if you will. I've been waiting to drop that in here.
I will counter with this movie is not only Child's Play, but it's iRobot, and it's
It dabbles in that, sure.
and it's Chappie, which you have not seen.
But I always lean in and say, that's Chappie.
That's
Jesus Christ. Well, isn't Chappie just RoboCop, though, from my understanding?
no, it's not. There are references. No,
I've heard it's just a rip-off of RoboCop.
No. And we are gonna do a fucking Neil Blomkamp.
We might
weekend.
as well.
No, because that's my shit.
Are we going to do Chappie?
Yes, it's a good movie.
I want to do Elysium because that's the one I need to see.
Yeah. Oh, actually, so that Elysian's gonna come up later.
Uh-oh.
Not in this episode, but a different one. So anyways, but it's Chappie. There's a lot of
That's Chappie.
there's a lot of not a lot of, but there's references in the movie where she talks about her own mortality, like what happens when I die.
M3gan?
Yeah, M3gan.
Okay.
And I'm like, holy fucking shit, that's Chappie. like unironically, that's Chappie.
Baby, that's RoboCop.
No, it's not. It's not RoboCop. I can't wait to watch Chappie with you, dude.
I can't wait to watch RoboCop with you.
We did. You're the one who showed it to me.
We're going to do it again.
Oh, okay, cool.
And again and again and again.
I'll buy that for $1. All right. Anyways, but like that's what I got when I was watching it. It was like, okay, yeah, I get it. You know, this is clearly inspired by Chucky. However,
Yeah.
there are instances of other.
It's not, it doesn't feel like a complete, like rundown of a gender swapped Chucky. No, it is actually doing some more
Yeah, it's
interesting.
doing its own thing.
Like there's like AI issues. There's like parenting replacement issues, which I thought that was maybe the most interesting thing in the movie.
That was the fucking best thing, and I was
Yeah.
here's where I drop in my own thing. Megan, gatekeep, gaslight, girl boss,
100%.
all fucking three. She hit all three.
Oh, Will, we're referencing our never to be released episode of Demon Lover.
It's definitely getting released.
we leaned on that so hard.
Give us $100 and it comes in.
You give us $100, I'll fucking send you that episode unedited, baby. You can ruin our lives. You
It
can
was like-
blackmail the shit out of us.
It's like what? It's 3 hours of just the worst.
Just absolute nonsense, and probably me muttering under my breath on mic, like, we gotta fucking cut this. Just repeatedly. Anyway,
Oh my god. Go ahead, keep going.
god damn it. This was written by James Wan and
Yeah.
his wife, who, God, I wish I could remember her name.
No, are you serious?
Writers also of Malignant, which
Fuck.
ruled.
I didn't
Okay,
realize.
that's a great. So if
I
you like
know,
Malignant, you'll love M3gan.
But
it's not as good, but it's
so hold
fun.
on. So Malignant, right? I watched that when
Yeah.
it came on HBO Max.
Yeah, me too.
And I nothing to that movie until they the fucking
the jailhouse scene.
yeah.
I
The
was,
jailhouse
I
scene.
was in it from the beginning because I was.
Well, it was so easy to predict. I was like, okay, obviously it's fucking Lebanon or whatever. This is fucking stupid, right?
Right.
And then it starts fighting in
It's
a
the
weird way.
they do it. That's so fun.
Sure, I don't know. I thought
Okay.
I just did not care for that movie.
Didn't do much for you.
No. I was like, this is fucking stupid. And then all of a sudden, this thing's doing like crazy cartwheels and just gutting people.
It knows it's stupid,
Yeah.
and it leans into it a little bit.
But-
and you can't stand that shit.
But does it actually know it's stupid, or does
Yeah.
no? Because James Wan
It has fun with it.
James,
so James
Wan
Wan.
jerks himself off at every fucking chance that he gets.
No, I disagree.
Oh, okay, whatever, man.
James Wan's earlier career.
He did Saw.
I know it's not great.
No,
I'm not going to
Saw's
defend it.
Good. The first Saw was transcendent.
weird,
It was
divisive.
so different.
Oh, this is so funny. So he also did how many of the what's Annabelle a spinoff of? What is that called?
Oh, the fucking Conjuring shit.
Conjuring.
God.
So James Wan's
Man.
Conjuring is his whole thing, right?
So the first movie was
First one's fine.
good. It was a great return to that kind of horror. Once again, a movie that has some very cool elements to it, but the execution is shit. I could watch, no shit, if they took the both movies, right, and they removed the shit that doesn't have to do with the fucking spooky. I didn't. So that's the thing. That's when James Wan's quality started.
To me, he pivots, and I think his wife starts getting involved and starts writing, becoming like, a co-producer and a writer on his projects. And I think I think he's really becoming a much better filmmaker, because I'm liking a lot of the stuff he's putting out now. And also, you love Aquaman.
Yes,
it's a great movie.
So hold on. But Aquaman, when it comes to superhero movies, the suspension of disbelief is already out the fucking door, because you have like Superman and all this other shit, right? So I enjoyed that movie purely because it was vastly different from whatever Marvel was putting out. It takes place mostly undersea. I like sharks. I like crab people. I like dinosaurs. I like all of the elements.
It's real balls to the wall.
Yeah,
like,
it's fucking nuts.
Get all this shit in here.
When the final battle was happening and it's crab people and a kraken, sharks with lasers on the head, I remember like turning to Haley and being like, "This is the greatest movie that has ever been put to film," And I understand it was James Wan.
But here's the thing: similar to these movies we're discussing, it knows what it is, and it's just like, hey, there's a shark with lasers on its head.
You can get away with that in superhero films. I don't think that you can do this. That's not what I'm looking for when I'm trying to watch horror.
You can do
movies.
that. It's okay.
I understand it's okay. That's not what I'm looking for. You get it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's just not to your taste.
Dude, the second Conjuring movie where they literally put the devil's name in the background of like 3 scenes while the mom and their adoptive kid are talking.
Those. Yeah.
I remember watching that entire movie and then realizing the demon's name at the very end is in those fucking scenes, going back and showing my wife and being like, fuck James Wan, he's a fucking hack. This is the most masturbatory thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And that was when I knew his quality was going down. The fact that he made Malignant on a blank check because of Aquaman, and that's the fucking movie he wanted to make.
That's not a blank check movie.
You don't think?
That was low budget.
He made
it went straight to streaming.
Yeah, because of the pandemic.
I don't think that movie was a big budget blank check movie at all.
You don't think?
No.
You don't think that was like I'm just going to make this?
I think he was able to pull strings and get it made, but I don't think it was like, I don't think he was riding the coattails of having a big splash of Aquaman. What do you want to make now? And he's like, I want to make a weird movie.
I want to make Basket Case, but acrobatic.
Yes. Yeah. But like also like have some really cool like Dario Argento like style murder scenes, Have you seen any of these, like Suspiria or?
I have seen Suspiria.
Okay, so
I enjoyed that.
Wait, the remake or the original?
The remake. I didn't see the original. I know. I need to go and watch because there's a trio.
There's a whole trilogy. Yeah,
I know.
We actually watched them all kind of recently.
I've seen a clip of Mother of Tears, where the lady drops the baby off the bridge. All I needed to do was see that clip to know that I want to watch that movie. Yeah. That's the kind of shit that I'm into.
Dario Argento's great.
Yeah, some good stuff.
Time. You remember we were talking about synthesizers earlier?
Yeah. Oh,
baby, there's some good synthesizers in these movies.
That's good.
And the footage, that guy was just doing some crazy shit on film back then, man. It's cool shit that people don't do anymore.
You don't need to sell me on it. I already want to watch it. But like,
that's a Suspiria remake fucking rules too.
I'm like, it was great.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so fucking good, dude. The end scene was fucking nuts.
I'm nuts. Your eyes are on fire.
Yeah.
The last like 15 minutes. It's just
so good.
It's an incredible feast.
Yeah.
That whole movie is so good, and then you don't realize what's coming. Fuck, we shouldn't spoil it, but everyone go watch Suspiria.
Yeah,
the
go watch it right
2019
now.
remake on Amazon.
It's fantastic.
Ooh, man.
But anyway, so like, I'm not trying to say Megan is bad. I'm not trying to do that.
Yeah, I understand.
It's just not for me. It is a perfectly serviceable horror movie. It's great for teenagers to take their partners to a fucking theater and have a good time.
Yeah.
It just wasn't for me, man. Like I
feel similar. I feel like it's a perfectly serviceable, fun movie. It's 102 minutes, so it respects your time. Horror movies shouldn't really be longer than that unless they're
artsy A24 films.
Yeah, if they're trying to do something like that, they don't necessarily need to be A24. I don't want to be that kind of.
No.
I don't want to come off as that kind of guy that
yeah.
just jerks off to all the A24 movies.
No,
you know what I mean? But
I get it, man.
Yeah.
Trust me, I understand. I get it. And there are things that are outside their wheelhouse that I do enjoy.
Right.
It's just that, like,
I like Neon too.
yeah, Neon. But like, growing up,
I only buy Vinegar Syndrome Blu-rays. Okay.
I don't even know what the
Yeah,
fuck
that's
that
a little
means.
too
Wow.
off.
Okay.
Okay,
Whoo, buddy. What I was gonna get at is like I didn't grow up too much like watching too many like slasher films. You know, once again, when you ask me what my introduction to movies were, like where I got like this idea of what I like in film, it did start with Saw. That was like, I know it's fucking weird. I get it, and it like kind of explains like a lot of the weird shit that I'm into. Even though like
you liked Martyrs so fucking much.
probably, but like
Because it's just Saw on steroids, made by a competent
Yes.
filmmaker too.
exactly. But like, so I didn't grow up watching Freddy and Jason. My mom tried to like shelter me from that stuff. I didn't watch the Halloween movies. I didn't watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre until I was a teenager, almost into my 20s, right? So I don't have that great appreciation for slashers, and that's what this is. Like, that this is evoking, as you said,
Yeah.
it is yassified Chucky, right? And it is a slasher, but it does have a very cool the parenting thing that you were talking about. Super cool.
Yeah, it has a surprisingly arresting theme of someone who's kind of thrust into being a parent and isn't accepting of it, and is ready to relinquish those duties to not just another entity, but something of her own creation, and it kind of runs away with it. And that's, I thought that was it's an interesting premise.
Yeah.
And it's a fun movie. It does some cute things. There's a scene where she sings
Titanium.
as
Here
a
it is.
lullaby, and that was really fun. That was great.
Fucking stupid.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
But yeah, it was great. It was a fun time. It had some great jokes too,
It did have some good jokes.
Yeah, everything technical about Megan was really impressive.
Yeah.
Because I know it's a mix of an actor and a robot and a little bit of CGI, but not a lot because
So
it's
there's
Blumhouse.
2 actors.
They're 2 different ones.
Yeah, there's the girl who talks, who's the voice,
Yeah.
and does some of the normal choreography.
Okay.
And then there's the dancer.
Of course there's a
The girl
dancer.
who I think she's 11. She does the dance moves. She
Yeah.
does some of the other like stunt stuff.
Yeah. There's some stunts.
Yeah, there's some cool stunts. That was another thing that I was gonna say is, oh fucking, I've already fucking forgotten it.
Sorry.
It's okay. I'll come back to it. I'm sure.
So obviously, if you've seen the trailer, you get that Megan starts killing people.
Yeah.
No surprise there. It's a horror movie. But honestly, most of the people she kills, you're kind of like, yeah, get them,
Yeah. Oh,
Like
that
the
was
neighbor, the dog, the bully.
The-
Bully was, I'm very happy Megan stepped in here. And she fucking turns into like Batman. She just shows up in the woods with her big coat. That was great.
I was happy that they did break the taboo of not killing kids. I wish that it was rated
Indirectly,
R.
but yeah.
I wish that it was rated R
Okay.
so that I could see it.
A little, okay.
Whatever, dude. It like that's when you
I want to see dead kids.
when you break boundaries like that. It's, I don't know, man. It's evocative. I think that's
It's
something.
not a boundary. That Salem's Lot did it in the 70s.
You don't see it very often. That was like, okay,
Right.
to give you some more context to like my watching of movies.
Isn't a
and
kid
shit.
killed in like every James Wan movie now that I think about it?
I've never watched James Bond.
No, James Wan.
Oh,
Sorry.
James Wan. Maybe.
I don't think
know.
there's any kids
I don't really
in
think
James
so.
Bond movies.
They've got a Chekhov's robot and
Sorry, one more time.
Chekhov's robot.
Chekhov?
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I get him mixed up with a 40K character every single. Chekhov is a not Russian general in Warhammer 40K who is notorious for sending waves of men to go get themselves killed, kind of like
to the
Stalin.
slaughter, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
and he has a gun called Chekhov's Petrov Mark 45, and it's
Okay.
Chekhov's gun.
Okay.
Reference to
Yeah.
the movies. Chekhov's robot is in this film. I called it immediately.
Bruce.
The moment they showed Bruce was like, that's how they kill her.
I didn't actually. I was surprised when Katie walks in and starts hammering Megan.
I was like,
with
there's
it,
there's
yeah.
only a couple ways that you could kill this fucking robot, and it's with another robot. And then the second thing was there was a very obvious edit where they had to edit out the second fuck. Do you know what I'm talking about? There was one fuck in the movie because it's PG-13. There was a second fuck that was 100% edited out in the middle of a guy talking.
I don't recall it. Was it like ADR'd or something, or did they just cut away?
It was Gemma's boss, the guy who's like, he's on the phone and he is about to say the fuck word and it cuts.
The fuck word.
Yeah, I did it earlier with the shit word. And it cuts from him like looking kind of at the camera with the phone to his face to a side shot of him, and they clearly edited out him saying fuck.
Hey, I'm glad they did that and not that new AI thing where they can just edit.
Oh, I heard that's a thing, isn't there?
Have you seen the video of it? It's fucking weird.
I haven't. I need to.
They did it in a movie. I think it's called High Rise or something. It's about these two people that get stranded on.
Oh yeah, it's not High Rise, but it's like the Fall or something something. Yeah,
yeah. And
I know exactly what you're talking
a giant tower.
Yes, I have seen that clip.
They showed the scene where the AI just edited it for different ratings, like G,
and different languages too.
PG-13 and R.
Wild.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's just getting weird.
Yeah, speaking of AI.
Ooh, yeah, well.
Megan. There's going to be another one, apparently.
Of course. This is a franchise, baby. It made so much money for Blumhouse. I love that when they designed Megan, like the actual,
robot.
Right, but just the idea of her and how she looks on film. It's very much designed to exploit the uncanny valley of her design.
Yeah.
It's constantly like a little too real, a little too fake at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's freaking you out a little bit.
Yeah. Makes you unsettled.
Yeah, it's very unsettling.
That's clever.
In a perfect way.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be. Because if this were a real thing, they would try a little harder to either make it look more like a real kid or less so. But because this rides the line so well... okay, for those who don't know, the uncanny valley is like the theory that like the more humanoid like robots look, like the more it creeps us out. And I don't know if there's an actual understanding of where that comes from, but I think that some people feel that it's like an instinctual fear that we have built into us so that we know when something is trying to imitate or replicate us but isn't actually human. This is probably just
that's interesting.
Some bullshit.
Thanks mansplaining that to me, Jared.
Well, I wanted to put it out there for the podcast.
No,
this isn't
that
just
makes
you and I
sense.
talking. I know.
No,
I know that
yeah.
you know what that is.
Yeah, because
I've
seen Tron.
Explain it. Did they explain that in Tron?
No,
Really?
but I remember when Tron came out. That was like, it rides the uncanny valley, and that's the first time I ever.
Oh,
heard
like a Tron Legacy.
Yeah,
because they make like a replica of Jeff Bridges, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And the Jeff Bridges replica is in the entire thing,
Well,
and they do a replica of the guy who played Tron in the original.
Wait, who was Tron in the original?
He doesn't do acting very much anymore. Adam something.
I've actually sat and watched that whole movie. I haven't seen Legacy. I saw the original.
Yeah, the original Tron.
I don't remember.
They have a CGI version of him because Tron is Rinsler in that movie.
Bridges character?
No, Rinsler's the one that's got two discs and he's got a helmet over his face and he's like the Jeff Bridges program's like watchdog.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God, I just barely remember that movie.
Dude, I love that movie. I've watched that movie pretty often.
The original?
No, the new one.
Okay, excuse me. I've not seen Tron Legacy, but I know I need to. I know.
You wound me, sir.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god, the soundtrack is so good.
I know the soundtrack. I've actually listened to the soundtrack separately on YouTube.
Have you listened to the remix version of it?
No.
So good.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot. They invited a bunch of other DJs to remix the music. It's really good. Yeah.
Well, hey, I love that punk. I know it's good. Yeah, I don't know why I never saw it. It came out and it was huge, and everyone told me it was
Bruce
great.
Boxleitner.
That's the actor?
That's the actor who plays Tron.
Do not know him.
Yeah, he's he plays Alan Bradley in Tron Legacy.
Okay.
He's only in it for like the briefest of moments, and then they've got his likeness in the right before he gets turned into Rinsler.
Yeah. But yeah, hey, I thought Megan was great.
Great. I thought Megan was good.
Okay, if I were scoring it on Letterboxd, 3 out of 5.
I agree with that.
That's the thing. The more like you were saying, it's not for you, but it's serviceable, and I would recommend it to these kind of people. I was like, yeah, that's exactly how I feel too.
Yeah. Okay.
So I feel like we kind of feel the same way about it, just in differing.
I'm so sorry, man. I can't not feel like 100% of my my emotions. That's like my fatal flaw, man. I just can't like
No,
it, I don't aggressively hate it, but like there was a lot of things that just like, oh, whatever, this is fine.
Yeah.
If it wasn't tied to the whale, right? And we had,
I wonder if the double feature. Well,
No.
you already don't like camp or comedy in your horror, but
yeah.
the double feature for the whale couldn't have helped it because
I really don't think
that's not a good pairing.
no.
And I feel like you have to curate your double billing.
there's like 15 minutes in between the two. I'm like,
I understand, but
I can watch two movies that aren't
I
connected.
understand, but there's a whole art
Okay.
to curating your double bills.
Okay.
That's
I
not
don't.
how
I
it's
don't
done.
think that watching the whale ruined.
I'm not saying it ruined it. I'm saying it influenced it a
Okay.
little. You know what I mean?
I don't know because like I'm gonna tell you
okay.
like the other horror double feature that I've done was the new Candyman and Old, and nothing was gonna save Old.
Well, those movies at least make sense together.
Yeah, nothing was gonna save Old.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Old fucking sucks.
I've heard it's great.
Yeah, and I stopped listening to them because they liked that movie.
I know multiple people that like that movie.
Hey, all of their opinion is wrong.
Do you have an interest in seeing Knock at the Cabin?
So I was
Yeah.
interested because I just keep giving M. Night Shyamalan chances when
You have
I
to.
don't think I should.
You have to.
And I love Dave Bautista. I
Yeah.
love him. I think he's fantastic.
Even though
And
he thinks he's ugly?
he thinks he's ugly.
Yeah, have you not heard this quote?
Oh no.
Sorry, he was in an interview the other day for Knock at the Cabin, of course,
Yeah.
doing the press junket for it. And he said, he's like, I really want to do a romantic comedy one day, but I know I'm just too ugly. I don't think I'd ever get cast. I know, and the whole internet was just like, oh no, Dave, no, you're great.
No, dude, I don't think he's ugly at all. I think he's
Yeah.
handsome. He's got a really cool shape to his head.
He's such a
Nice guy.
interesting
Yeah.
guy. Dude, when he got cast in the Blade Runner 2049,
Yeah, I know.
with
You
like
were-
the little glasses,
Yeah.
oh my god,
I know you were excited about that.
he needs to be more weirdos like that. And he's
Yeah.
also great in Glass Onion. Of
He's
course.
great in Dune. I'm so excited to see him. Yeah, he's in fucking Dune,
He's so
dude.
good in Dune.
Yeah,
too.
I can't wait. I'm hoping he's going to be in this next one too.
Yeah, I think they're bringing everybody back.
Good.
Did you see Austin Butler's in fucking Dune too?
Yeah, I did. I don't know.
Anyway, I caught bits and pieces of Elvis the other day and was not
I
impressed.
watched it.
Oh, you've actually sat
Yeah, I've
through
actually seen it.
How was that?
So so to do context, I don't care for that director. That the director, who,
Right, I don't either.
He did Moulin Rouge. He did Australia. He did The Great Gatsby.
Romeo plus Juliet.
He did. Oh fuck, he did do that one, didn't he? So I remember I was actually, man, I'm a big nerd. I was in the middle of one of my World of Warcraft raids.
Okay.
And I remember like I was playing with half of my
Bars.
no. I had
Bars. Oh, sorry.
my headphone. I had one headphone off so that I could hear my kid just in case I needed to help.
Yeah.
My wife was watching the Elvis movie, and I remember turning around and being like, "Who the fuck directs this?" Because I have a feeling it's the guy from fucking Moulin Rouge, and sure shit it is. Mm-hmm. It was okay. It was an okay movie, but it has that guy's auteurness all over it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big time.
So yeah, I don't know. It was all right.
He can't make a movie that you can't tell immediately it's his.
Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna talk about some of the movies that I watched flying to Vegas, and one of them was Beast. You remember Beast?
Baz Luhrmann.
Baz Luhrmann, that's right.
I kept wanting to say like Lars Ulrich, but that's the fucking Metallica guy. So you watched Beast? That's the Idris Elba lion
Idris
movie.
Elba
Oh,
punches a fucking lion, and Charlton Copley's in it.
Charlton Copley.
I remember, so like once again, fucking COVID and having a kid makes it hard to watch movies, and I was like, man, I really want to see this. I don't think anybody wants to see this with me. I like the big dumb, man versus nature movies. I love, Deep Blue Sea. I liked Lake Placid.
Have you seen The Gray?
Is that the one with the wolves? Yeah, that movie
Liam
fucking
Neeson.
rocks.
Oh, it's so good.
That movie's
and he
so-
just keeps reading the that poem about not going gently into the night.
Right,
and
yeah.
stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
that movie just really worked on me. That's a dad movie.
That is a dad movie.
Yeah.
So that movie fucking rocks, right?
Yeah.
So I love Idris Elba. Stacker Pentecost himself.
Who doesn't?
He's my
Jesus
man.
Christ.
I watched Luther, just because I was like, man,
I've heard that's
I
so
really like Idris Elba. I watched the first season. I didn't get into it very hard. Anyways,
Did you see 3,000 Years of Longing?
I I have been meaning to watch that,
Cool
but
movie.
because of certain circumstances that happened
Right.
last year,
Understandable.
that's going to be one that I will eventually. I'll probably end up watching that by myself.
It's got to end up on HBO Max or something soon.
It will.
Yeah.
It's actually on the United app.
Oh, when you were on the plane.
Yeah, I could watch it.
Oh,
I might
fuck.
end up doing that.
Yeah.
because I love Tilda Swinton. I love her.
Yeah.
She's fantastic.
She won an Oscar for Best Actor in Michael Clayton, which we will get to one day.
Oh, fantastic!
Mm-hmm.
Good. I did not know she was in that, so that's a selling point. But anyways, Charlotte Copley
Best
is.
Actress, but sorry. Yeah.
I was a big into Charlotte Copley because Charlotte Copley is Neil Blomkamp's muse. I love him. I think he brings a weird energy to movies, and like he was a nothing before District 9. And the reason I firmly believe the reason why that movie is as good as it is because of his dedication to that role as Vicus.
That's hard to argue. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he pops in like everything he's in. He's great.
So he's in
Yeah.
Elysium as a fucking cyber ninja. You're gonna love him in Elysium.
I can't wait.
And then that's Chappie.
That's Chappie.
That's Chappie.
Is he Chappie?
He's Chappie. He's
Oh, no shit.
He's the voice and the mocap for Chappie.
Wow.
Yeah. And then like he was in some other things. He was in the Maleficent movie.
So wait, every time Charlotte Copley's on screen.
You can go. You
I
can
can
literally
go.
go. That's Chappie. That's Chappie. Yeah, you could literally do that. You're
sorry.
welcome. No, it's okay. But yeah, he was like in Maleficent. I remember like being like, yeah, I'll fucking watch Maleficent because Charlotte Copley's in it. He's like the king.
What is Maleficent? Is it the wicked witch from Sleeping Beauty?
Yeah.
What? I think I like read the premise one day and was like, why is this?
She's like an archangel.
And it's Angelina Jolie.
Yeah. It's weird. It's a weird movie. Dude, the second one rocks. One of the fairies dies. I'm not even shitting you.
Wait,
there's a
what
sequel.
is the difference between it and the Huntsman? Is that a
The Huntsman
sequel?
is the Huntsman I want to say is not. So hold on. Yeah, there was two. There was two
and
ones.
they're both like Brothers Grimm tales.
Well, so
right?
Maleficent is a Disney movie, and the Huntsman and Snow White and the Huntsman is a completely different. Like that's Paramount. I want to say that's not
right,
Disney.
but they're both like examining other.
No, the Snow White and the
Brothers
Huntsman.
Grimm characters,
Snow White
right?
and the Huntsman was a gritty retelling of Snow White, and then they made a prequel called The Huntsman that's all about the guy who was sent by the queen to kill Snow White, and then he chooses not to.
There was a guy said I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, but instead he warns her and she runs. That's like go
Okay.
rewatch Snow White and then like turn
I'm
it off
good.
right after that.
I'm good.
Sure. And then Maleficent was about the evil witch who put a curse on Princess Aurora, Sleeping Beauty. Yes.
Okay.
And it's I don't know.
We're answering the hard questions on this podcast.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Whatever. Who the
'Cause
fuck cares?
I'm sure there's people listening that have the same questions I do.
Oh, okay. Well, it's whatever. The second movie rocks because like a bunch of like Maleficent creatures die.
Okay.
And some of the fairy creatures also die to a person who's playing a harp, like an organ that's dropping gas canisters out of it that kill woodland creatures when a specific note is hit. And the person's not just smashing the fuck out of that thing. They're actually like playing the organ. And one of the fairies flies into the organ pipe to block the canister, but fucking dies. Yeah, I don't know. It's fucking rad. Anyways,
Okay. Hey folks, just a heads up, Will is about to spoil the entire premise and plot of Beast, the Idris Elba and Charlton Copley movie he is discussing here. So if you don't mind being spoiled, then just keep listening, you're fine. But if you would rather not be spoiled and you want to see it for yourself, skip ahead to 43 minutes and 20 seconds, and you should avoid all the spoilers. Thank you.
yeah. So Charlton Copley's in this movie, and the movie is mostly about Idris Elba, who's a doctor. His wife had recently passed to, I think, either cancer or something. They were separated. They've got 2 kids. He wasn't very involved in their lives, and he thinks of the great idea of going back to South Africa to kind of reconnect to the roots there, because that's where his wife was from. She, took pictures there. Their first kid she was pregnant with while they were living there, and she's, childhood friends with Charlton Copley's character, and so they're all going on safari as like a family bonding thing because dad was absent, right? And the movie starts off with a bunch of poachers killing a pride of lions, but one male getting away, and he's pissed, and he kills a couple of them, and then we go to Idris Elba and Charlotte Copley and all that shit, right? So they go out, they meet another pride. They kind of like give you the idea of how lions work. You know, they talk about how the females are the ones that do the hunting. The males are kind of like, you know, a figure. Their whole idea is to protect the pride, right? And then they go to a local village and everybody's dead and they're just like fucking slaughtered. Like, did you see the first Jurassic World movie?
No.
Okay, well, there's a scene in it where a bunch of dinosaurs are just like gutted, but they're not dead yet, and they haven't been eaten, and they're like, "Oh, the dinosaur is killing for sport, and that's it." You know, it's malicious. Well, that's what this lion's doing. He's getting revenge, and so they get stuck in a situation where Idris Elba and the two kids can't get out of this jeep because the lion's there, and Shelter Copley is slowly bleeding out way down yonder because he noticed that this lion was by itself and it kind of fucked him up, but as a trap to get the other people in the car to go fucking help him. And like shit goes sideways. The poachers from the beginning come back to finish the job, and it's like nighttime and they all get really fucked up by this lion. This lion just kills all of them. But one of them has like a key to another vehicle because their vehicle is no longer operational. And they, you know, Idris Elba goes out to get the key. They get the key and they drive away. But as they're driving away, the Jeep with Charlotte Copley, who has been rescued, right, gets pushed off a cliff with the lion in it. And so, and the scene was just so sad. So sad. The Jeep's upside down. Charlotte Copley's still alive. Gas is coming down. The lion is there. He kind of fucking shakes himself up, and he's like, "Oh, it's time to eat Vickers van der Merwe." And so, this guy who you find out is like an anti-poacher. He kills poachers. He loves lions and shit. Has to heroically sacrifice himself to kill him and the lion. Right. So then, you know, Charlotte Copley's character dies. And Idris Elba and the kids get away. They're trying to go, you know, back to a station where they could like radio, right? They drive past the Pride of Lions. The vehicle runs out of gas. They go into this building where the poachers were obviously at. They find a radio, and the fucking lion's not dead. He's burnt to fuck. He's got bullet holes in him.
Oh my
He's
God.
cut to shit. This lion is pissed.
Yeah.
And so
He's like the Terminator.
He's like the Terminator of lions, right? So, so the lion's going around, and Idris Elba's got to protect his kids. And this scene was fucking awesome. Idris Elba fights a fucking lion and gets absolutely fucked up. Like, this thing is clawing at him, grabs his fucking leg, and is like thrashing him around. He's getting absolutely destroyed. But he's getting destroyed in front of a pride of lions that they had met at the beginning of the movie. And the two male lions come down and fucking eviscerate the rogue lion.
Wow.
And whatchamacallit, one of the characters that we meet at the beginning of the movie hears the radio signal, saves Idris Elba. He, you know, gets patched up in a hospital, and then the Idris Elba and the two girls go on the safari that they were looking to do, and it's a whole bonding experience. He repairs the bond between him and his kids through this traumatic experience by having them help him, you know, patch Charlotte Copley up, giving them like advice on how to do things, keeping a cool head. It was really good. I actually really enjoyed Beast. If you have a chance to watch it for like $5, it's great.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And then I watched most of The Woman King.
Yeah, I still need to watch that. I think it'll be right up my alley. I love Gina Price Blythewood.
Who is that? Is
okay.
that the girl that was in the most recent Bond film?
No, she's a director.
Oh, my bad.
She did The Old Guard on Netflix.
Oh, I heard that's really good.
Oh, Will, you got to check it out.
Yeah.
It's super fun. So I know some of the background on The Woman King is a little fraught about some of its possible revisionist history.
It is revisionist history.
I don't want to get into that because I don't know
that's fine. That's fine.
about it.
Yeah, we don't have to discuss that. I actually don't know much about it either, but I have heard from black creators that it is revisionist and that is a stain on the movie. Otherwise,
that is unfortunate to hear. because I like the creators and the people involved in the movie.
So Lashana Lynch is in this film. She's having the fucking best time.
What do I know her from?
I'm pretty sure she was in one of the Bond films. One second.
Okay. But yeah, check out The Old Guard if you can. It's a Netflix movie written by Greg Rucka, one of my favorite writers.
Yeah, she was Nomi in No Time to Die.
Oh, that's the one that just came out.
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
She's having a great time.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I hear it's great. I know it got snubbed too for
Oh, did it?
all the Oscar noms. Yeah, I got completely snubbed.
Oh,
which
it's a
is-
bummer because
yeah.
like the acting was actually pretty good.
Apparently
and the
it's a
action was
good movie.
pretty
Yeah.
decent. I love Viola Davis. She's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. I mean, it was a good cast.
Check out The Old Guard too.
I'll check it out,
too.
yeah.
I won't spoil anything about it, but it's a really fun movie, and it's based on a comic book by a guy I really like, Greg Rucka. He writes a lot of really good shit.
Okay.
I think he wrote the screenplay for the movie too.
Right.
But yeah, it's Charlize Theron just
Yeah, and I love her.
being awesome.
She's fantastic.
yeah.
But I didn't get to finish it, unfortunately. So
Oh, yeah.
I need to go and finish it.
I'll
Actually,
try to watch it before we talk again.
my
too.
brother-in-law just bought it, so I
Okay.
can watch it in
You
my
can go
leisure.
back and finish it. Yeah.
So I watched a bit of that. I rewatched American Sniper
Baby, why?
because I had
Why not? Okay. Do you like Bradley Cooper?
I love Bradley Cooper.
Let's watch A Star Is Born.
I've already seen it. I love that
Fuck.
movie.
Hey, I just won't get another look. I had to do it.
Oh my god. Anyways, so I
No
watched.
one. I'm so surprised you've seen that. No one I know has actually seen it.
Haley's
and
a big fan of Lady Gaga,
Oh shit!
so that's all that
makes sense.
Yeah, and I like Lady Gaga.
But I love making that joke when I can, because people never see it coming, and a lot of people don't even get it, and that's the sadder part.
So fucking stupid. So yeah, I rewatched that and I was like, man, this movie is like, it's
Sniper.
it is yeah it is yeah. Have you seen it?
No.
After we had watched Black Hawk Down, I really think we should set out and watch it. We won't have to record. We don't have to record an episode. I watched it because I like dumb action movies. Because I also watched like
Yeah.
the first 45 minutes of Saving Private Ryan while I was landing because I had the time and I liked that movie. And it's just the beach scene and then watching Vin Diesel get shot.
Yeah.
That the last movie that I watched on the plane was Pacific Rim. I watched the entirety of Pacific Rim.
Long ass flight. Damn.
So it was two connectings. They flew me to
I was
Newark.
Like, it's not that far to go to Vegas.
Dude, this was bad. They flew me to Newark, New Jersey, and
Whoa.
then 5 hours to fucking Vegas.
What?
Yeah, I'm dead serious. That was because United doesn't have a lot of directs.
Yeah, but that's
It fucking sucked. So the
God
first
damn.
leg of
Yeah.
my flight to Vegas was Pacific Rim. Let me tell you something about Pacific Rim, and we both love this movie. And whatever you think about the sequel's fun. I enjoyed the sequel. It's not the first one, not even close to being the first one. The only thing I want to say is, watching that movie again as a dad, the one scene towards the end where Hercules Hansen turns to Stacker and says, Stacker, that's my son you got there. My son.
yeah.
Bro, I was sitting
totally different now.
bro, I
didn't
was
it?
sitting next to this like 6'4", I'm not even shitting you, Australian guy.
Yeah.
Handsome as shit, and I'm crying on the
Yeah.
fucking airplane. I'm like, oh my god, what has happened to me? And
You're a big softie now,
and it
baby.
doesn't help that Striker Eureka is my favorite mech in that movie. It's Striker and then Crimson Typhoon. Danger is third. I don't really care for Cherno's design, but I love Striker. I love the father-son pilot duo. I think that's really cool, and I love that Stacker and the other pilot, who's I think his name's Charlie, can't fucking remember, blow themselves up to for the greater good.
Yeah.
All really cool stuff. Fucking trying to hold my goddamn tears in on the goddamn airplane. So fucking stupid. I love Pacific Rim. It's a great ass movie.
So good.
So good.
I wish I could relive that theater experience too. That was really, really powerful.
I told you I saw that in the drive-in, and my I was holding onto the steering wheel so fucking hard.
Yeah.
I felt like I could have ripped my fingers off.
Just white knuckling it.
Dude,
Yeah.
I was so in, and I saw it with Mike
Oh, no shit.
Blackman. Yeah. And we're both like, this is the coolest thing we've ever seen. I love that movie.
I knew going in I was gonna love it, but I didn't know how good it was gonna be.
Yeah. So
Man,
the one
Toro.
the one defense of the second one that I want to throw out there is I want to say that the director or the writer, one of the two, definitely grew up around the same time that we did, because he really liked Gundam. And I'm willing to bet Gundam Wing specifically.
Yeah.
Because the fight between Avenger and Obsidian Fury, the black suit with the chainsaw, the one that was that was being piloted by like either AI, or it was like a kaiju brain. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So they fight in Antarctica or whatever, and it evokes the fight between the tall geese and the heavy arms from Gundam Wing.
Okay.
And they even had the Gundam Unicorn as a statue in Tokyo when they're fighting there. Yeah. The guy is like me.
I think Guillermo del Toro, the director, was like, during the press junket for the movie, was like gushing about Gundam. He's like, oh yeah, this is all a love letter to like all the kaiju and mecha anime. And
I'm talking about the second one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not
That was
Guillermo.
not Del Toro.
No, it was not. I don't even know who the fuck it was.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
The lead in that is
John Boyega.
John Boyega from Attack the Block and now Star Wars, of course.
Yeah.
But man, just let Del Toro do it. Like, he ended up winning Best Picture a little after that, I guess. So
Yeah, with Shape of Water, right?
yeah, so the studio maybe knows they fucked up, but Shape of Water was a much cheaper picture, I'm sure, than Pacific Rim.
Stephen S. DeKnight, the guy who did Spartacus.
The TV show?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Oh, he also did Daredevil as an executive producer.
The TV show?
Yep.
Not the Ben Affleck movie.
No, he does a lot of TV shows.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We talked about The Menu in our last episode, didn't we?
We did.
That was also a TV director that...
oh, that's right. It was.
Yeah. For Succession.
A British guy, yeah.
And Entourage and stuff, yeah.
Whatever. That's what I did. That's, what I watched.
You watched a lot. Folks, thank you for listening. I'm Jared Rusk, and you can find me on Twitter at Jared S. Rusk or on Instagram at solid_slack. Will, where can people find you, and what do you want to plug?
Pocket_infinity on Instagram, and that's literally it. I don't do Twitter.
Fucking A. Hopefully none of us will soon. I would like to see that app either change hands or just collapse and
Just go away entirely.
Yeah, every day it feels like it's going to blow up all over again. What a fucking hell site. I mean, all right, well, on that note, fuck Louis C.K. and
Goodbye.
yeah, good night, everybody.
Bulletproof, nothing to lose. Fire away, ricochet, they take your aim. Fire away, they shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium.
Debaser is hosted by Will Taylor and Jared Rusk. The podcast is edited and produced by Jared Rusk. Want to email the show? Send it to podcast@debaserpod.com. Want to help us out? Please leave us a review on your podcast platform of choice, especially Apple Podcasts. Thanks for listening, and take care out there.